Jackson Sr. as his father, and Miss Jackson, Martha Jackson, as his mother. So their first...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she said that.
She was serious too.
She was, wasn't she? That's my jam.
That was my mama.
That's where you got that from. So we got you in all that trouble. All right, so you all are coming together for the first time together because your scenes never really allowed you all to come together. How does that feel? For you all just to come together as here's your father and your mother, and here's your son.
Well, you know, I met my son.
Right.
I just didn't know who the baby daddy was.
Right. I had a lot of other women think that too.
So you know, for me to finally, get to sit down with the baby daddy and the baby, it feels good. It does.
It really feels good to me because my first time I said, wow, you all right.
Good stuff. So that lets me know there's a lot of good chemistry. Even when you all weren't together, you were making great deposits. So now you do come together and get to see. Still a great fit. All right. So the question that I want to talk about is, now you played the mom, and you were telling your son the news about dying from cancer. The mother had already experienced cancer twice, but this time it came back. So the family had already went through a lot with you having cancer twice. And you had to tell your son as a senior in high school that you may not be around to see him graduate and even move forward in life.
I want to talk to you about this alone, just the two of us.
What's wrong, Mom?
It's the cancer. It's back. And baby, the doctors don't think I'm going to make it this time. They don't think I'm
They don't know what they're talking about. They're doctors. They don't know what they're talking about.
I know. I know you're upset. I know how you feel. And I trust God. But if the cancer don't go away, son, it's God's will.
Why? We've been through this, Mom.
We've been through this. We can't question it, though. No buts, no what ifs. I just need you to do one thing for me. Just one thing for me, El.
What's
you
that?
Gotta be there for your dad. Your dad is gonna need you during this time.
I can't be strong.
I raised you to be a strong man. I raised you to be a kind man. You've got to remember our conversations, our talks. I'm gonna always be there for you. Always. Do you understand me? But you got a promise.
How does it make you feel to really have to play that? That's such a serious role because so many people experience that.
Well, it took me to where I am, and it's a mother. And for a second, he was a girl because I have daughters. And what I did is I pictured myself saying that to my children, and I can't imagine them having to experiences without me. And so I think that was how I was able to tap in to Miss Jackson. You know, it's because although I've never experienced that, I'm blessed to have both my parents, but the thought of my children having to do things without me because I'm such a big part of their lives, it put me in that place where I kind of connected with Miss Jackson.
Now, what about you, El? How did that make you feel? That was a serious role to have to play. I mean, you played a lot of serious scenes, but that really hits home to a lot of people.
Right. And it was something I wanted to, again, being very emotional throughout this movie, it was another thing to kind of connect with, you know. I'm the only boy. I have 3 sisters, and my father passed in real life, and I just have a mother. So to hear something like that, if my mother was to say that, it was like, just kind of tapping into that, you know, in our interaction, you know, for the first time in the house, you know, she took on a mother role. I mean, she don't look like nobody's mama, but yeah, she could be my sister. But it was very interesting to just put myself in that place mentally, you know, because that's a serious thing. It happens every day. Happens every day. So it was, and she did a great job in kind of helping me. The words that was portrayed, it was like, okay, Mom, like you really felt it was like motherly words, you know, it was very from him and not just playing a role. So.
Pinky promise, L. You gotta promise me you're gonna live life and live it to the fullest. You understand me? You gotta go out and no matter what it takes, you gotta be a successful man.
So it was very, very good.
And even for her, because she's a comedian in real life, even though that role was really serious, she had told me that she wanted to be able to play a serious role, because she's always played something funny. But she still brought her funny into the movie, because she told you don't bring her no nappy head grandchildren.
I mean that. You carry that with you.
Well, you know, Dad got a little bit Bang, bang. All right.
Okay, now for the dad, you had to visit your son in the hospital after he had been shot. Again, another serious scene that happens to a lot of people all the time. How did you have to prep yourself to get yourself ready to play that scene?
Well, first of all, I didn't know I had to play that scene because I was supposed to be playing another scene. So I had to really get deep in the secret closet and get my mind straightened up, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I just can't go in the hospital and act like a wimp. I had to be strong for the family to support my son.
Right.
And so I just focused on Jesus and he made me, carried me through.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember when we were there and we were getting ready for this scene, I remember talking, you said, you know, I know you had to visit a lot of people in the hospital, and you had to experience that. It's just put yourself back in that place of visiting someone in the hospital that is going through and maybe getting ready to die. And I felt like that helped ease you too into guiding you that with him, because you said some good stuff. Even though, you know, you were kind of thrown into this role last minute, you did a good job.
Yeah, well, I had to focus because deep down in me, I was hurting real bad, but I just can't show it. But I had to be strong, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody had to be strong.
You doing okay today?
Yes. I just want to know how's my son doing.
You haven't talked to the doctor yet? Have they updated you on his condition?
Yeah, they told me that where the bullet landed at and he lost so much blood, he has a 50-50 chance, and I don't believe in that.
Okay.
God got the last say so. Let my son know that I really love him, and I'm there for him regardless. If he made it or not, I was still there for him.
Right, that's awesome. And see, you're a father in real life, and you're just playing this role, but listen to what you said. You really tapped into that character just now, because that's how his father really is for this particular movie. Anyway, now what about when you had to go to the funeral, when you had memorial service for Meg?
Yeah, that really right there really wasn't too bad for me, because I've been going to different people's funerals all the time. But when it hit home, and that was another story, it really hit me kind of hard. But I did support him 100%. Yeah. Even though he was still acting, you know, but he was going through his changes. But I had to be there to try to bring him back. You know,
I mean, you two played an awesome role together. In that scene, I mean, you really tapped into your emotional side right there. I mean,
well, he got to crying so much, I had to It'll be all right.
I read about some baby. I'm gone. I'm done with that. There's no more date night. That was gone. It was gone.
All right, so now this is the last question. This is for you.
Okay.
Now with them two, the type of parents that you had in the movie, what is it that you can give to someone else out there that you would want to leave them with after you played all the scenes out in the movie? I'll throw you on the spot on that.
That is a spot question. What else? What would I put out there for
someone else?
That
since we finished up the roles, all the scenes, what would you want to leave them with after they watch the movie?
I'd say definitely in life, I have my 3 C's. Communication, consistency, and compromise. Always communicate, be consistent with your words and your actions, and be willing to compromise, not your worth of who you are, but compromise in situations. And in this role, El communicated, you know, he communicated with his parents, and he took that communication from his parents and led it in his life. The consistency, he looked at the people around him, whether they were good or bad, you know, he looked at their words and actions and took it for just that, the sincerity and ingenuity of it. However, it didn't play out too well. But he also compromised in forgiving, in love, in all the things that was poured into him as a child and growing up into a man. So I would say for anyone, utilize the 3 C's in life and do it sincerely and genuinely. And I think any and everything in life will come to you in a very good way. But just always communicate, be consistent, and be willing to compromise.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Jackson family.
He learned that from his mama.
He got it from his mom.
And don't forget about his daddy.
That's right. I got it from them.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for